All right, welcome everyone to the Yamhill County Board of Commissioners formal session for May 2nd, 2024. It is 10 o'clock in the morning. And Commissioner Starrett, would you please lead us in the flag salute?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
All right, do we have anything to add to the calendar? I saw that the AOC meeting was on there for Monday at 1 o'clock. Anything else? No? Okay. Public comment. This time period is reserved for public comment on any topic other than an agenda item, a quasi judicial land use matter, or a topic scheduled for a public hearing. I don't believe we received any written comment. But if you have public comment, now's the time to come forward, or if you're online, please raise your virtual hand. All right, hearing none, we will move on. Department updates, there's nothing today. There's nothing on our work session calendar, and then consent agenda, it looks like we have one item for the fair board. What's a GEM electric car? Does that ring a bell?
Nope.
No?
No,
Okay.
it's something Gary's got out at the fairgrounds. I don't know.
Okay. So I noticed a couple items on there are like a, really large freezer refrigerator.
Mhm.
Are the fair board items different from like county surplus for
It's
the
all-
fair items?
I believe the intent is to sell them using the established county process. I didn't see it specifically mentioned on here, but what I anticipated they might do, and we can follow up with Gary and confirm, is reach out to folks at Public Works and maybe put these onto the website that
Mhm.
Public Works uses when they generally have surplus materials for sale. I don't know.
Okay.
Commissioner Johnson, if you have any.
So I'm not sure what the items are specific. I haven't seen the items. But I did tell Gary to reach out to Public Works because they put stuff on surplus all the
Right.
time. So Public Works is
Okay.
aware of the
Yeah.
items that are coming through. They're
Yeah.
helping.
I'm just, like some of our smaller food banks are always looking for coolers and freezers. It looks like this one just wasn't, it was too big for their needs.
Okay, I'll tell
So I'm
Gary.
just kind of wondering if maybe there's an opportunity there to reach out to them. The one in Dayton.
It still has to go through the surplus.
We would just
process.
need to check our ordinance and make sure, depending
Okay.
on the value, what process we'd need to go through, but that's certainly an option.
Yeah,
to-
even
to
the
look at.
transfer,
Did
we
you
would
see the
still
list?
surplus the
No, I
items
never did
before we
see
would
that.
transfer it.
The first one, it says GEM electric car. Like it's something from the 80s. I don't know what that is.
I'll get
Okay.
in contact with Gary about the freezers.
Yeah, I
Make
just
sure
noticed the
he's-
freezers because Dundee Food Bank and then Sheridan, Willamina, they have been needing freezers and refrigerators. So that might be a really good deal for them. Okay, so I will move approval of the consent agenda. Is there further discussion?
None.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. There's nothing under old business today. And that brings us to other business. I'm going to move up number 5 because that grant submission is due today. And I want to make sure we give Jessica as much time as she needs. So we're going to skip to number 5, consideration to authorize the Community Justice Director to submit a supplemental grant application to the Criminal Justice Commission, CJC, in the amount of $173,596. And this is for supplemental grants for our adult recovery court, behavioral health court, and then the juvenile drug court. So we got an extension for 1 day to today. So I just want to make sure that she can get rolling on that. So is there any further discussion?
None.
I'll move approval. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Great, motion passes. Maybe we can fire off a quick email to her and let her know she can, oh, hi Jessica, good morning. Didn't see you there. Okay, let's see. Why don't we then just do number 6 since you're here and then you can take off and get rolling. So item 6, I6 is consideration of approval of a memorandum of understanding MOU between Yamhill County and the Oregon Department of Corrections for the Protocol for Contact Standards Pilot Program. And did you want to say a few words about it, or, I mean, we have the memo and everything.
Yeah.
Okay,
I just wanted to be here if there were questions.
I think you
Okay.
referenced this when you spoke at the budget
yes,
hearing.
and the memo was very, very thorough. So
Yeah.
it sounds like we get a 2-year grace period, which is
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you.
Okay, so I will move approval. Is there further discussion?
None.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Great, thank you. Motion passes. Quick.
Thank you, Jessica.
Quick and
Thanks,
efficient.
Jessica.
All right, so item I1 is consideration of a construction service contract between Yamhill County and Sierra Santa Fe Corporation for the Yamhill County 2024 chip seal project in the amount of $917,770 effective upon notice to proceed through September 1st of 2024. And commissioners, we approved an intent to award on April 18th, and no protests were filed. So this is the actual contract moving forward. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Any further discussion?
None.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Thank you. I2, consideration of approval of a matter of an ordinance amending the Yamhill County Public Contracting Rules, declaring an emergency and setting the effective date. And we are joined by our Assistant County Counsel, Jody. So it looks like there's just updates to legislative changes that have occurred in the past few sessions that we're incorporating.
Yeah, so there was a bill passed in 2021 that I missed last time, where they talked about when you want to do any sort of alternative contracting for construction, you're supposed to have a public hearing. They took out the mandate so that we only have to have a public hearing if there's one requested. So that was from 2021. And then increase in small procurement and intermediate procurements for both goods and services and construction, which I think a lot of departments will appreciate. And then just some cleanups to things, change from service disabled veterans to just veteran owned.
So
company.
did I read that right? So it's not just service disabled veterans now, it's actually
All
all
veteran
veteran-owned
owned
businesses?
businesses are considered.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did that.
Yeah.
So, okay. Are there any questions on the
No.
amendments?
No, thank you.
Okay,
Okay, unless there's any objection, I'll read it by title.
sounds good.
And I did write this as an emergency, so I'll do it twice. In the matter of amending the Yamhill County Public Contracting Rules, declaring an emergency and setting the effective date. Second reading, in the matter of amending the Yamhill County Public Contracting Rules, declaring an emergency and setting the effective date.
Thank you. And now we move approval, right? Because it's an emergency.
Yep.
Okay. So I will move approval of item I2. Any further discussion?
None.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Great. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Appreciate it.
Jody, for working on this.
Item I3, consideration to authorize Lindsay Manfred or designee on behalf of Yamhill County Health and Human Services to submit an application for funding from Yamhill Community Care for community prevention and wellness in the amount of $95,000.
So this is basically, the CCO is offering grants to the community partners, and we're applying. This work would be done in conjunction with the work we're doing with the Moore Institute through OHSU. We do have the capacity to do more work under the program we have set up already that we're executing. So this would just give us more money to be able to expand the program for pregnant women, cooking classes, delivery of healthy food. So I would move approval.
And this is expansion of the OHSU?
Well, we have a program. In other words, we're working with the Moore Institute. We have a contract with them. We're working with them on a food nutrition type work in the community. This would supplement that. This
Okay.
would give us, this grant would be sort of the work that's already being done would be supplemented with this funding.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Any further questions,
No.
discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. I4, consideration to authorize Lindsay Manfred or designee on behalf of Yamhill County Health and Human Services to submit an application in the amount of $150,000 in funding from the Oregon Health Authority, infrastructure, support, and modernization funding opportunities.
So basically, this is, there are two areas that can be applied for, 50,000 for the infrastructure, 100,000 for the modernization part of this. They're going to submit one application, which is allowed for both of these. And what this does is it improves the reproductive health services program, the electronic records and some of that. Now, I did look into it to see what we were talking about, because whenever I see reproductive health, I want to make sure we're staying within the parameters of what we have defined in this county. OHA has different types of agreements with different agencies. Some are abortion care clinics, others are do not, as we do not. We are not an abortion provider, and we do not do those here. So we are what's called a C-care provider, and we will reference our ability to bill Medicaid for any of the reproductive health services we do, which are testing for STIs or birth control, but always wanting to keep an eye on the fact that in this county, we don't provide abortion. So this is just basically for the cost of the record system.
Okay.
And I would move approval.
Further questions?
None.
Discussion? All those in favor, excuse me, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. All opposed, same sign. Great, thank you. Motion passes. I think that was it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Nothing today for public hearings and announcements.
Would like to call out that Commissioner Johnston's birthday is Saturday. And
How dare you?
May the 4th be with you.
What did he say?
May the 4th be with
May
you.
the 4th be with, happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Help yourself to a donut on the back.
Oh, yeah,
No,
we have donuts.
no,
Help yourself.
don't start that. No. 44. On the 4th
You're
in 2024.
You're slightly older than me.
Are you rubbing that in or?
I didn't know I was the youngest one, though. Interesting. Okay, I just want to say that we've had a pretty grueling week. This is the busiest week of county business with our budget meetings starting bright and early Monday morning through pretty much into late afternoon yesterday. And I want to thank our budget committee members, Jason Fields, Denny Elmer, and Greg Thorsgaard. 3 amazing folks that give up their day jobs for 3 days and sit here and pour through our budgets to make sure that we're providing this best service that we can to Yamhill County taxpayers. Love their perspectives. They have strong private sector experience and perspectives, and that's really needed when it comes to the way that we do business. And I want to thank our staff too. Ken and Justin and Mike and Tara and Carolina and Bailey for all the help and assistance and knowledge that you have over the years to help get us through that process too. So it's been a long week, but we did a lot of important work this week. So very, very happy and proud. Any further announcements, things that we need to have on our radar going forward? No. Okay. If that's it, that was a very quick meeting, 15 minutes. Well done. All right, I will adjourn the Yamhill County Board of Commissioners formal session for May 2nd, 2024. It is 10:15. Thank you.